Hello everyone. Well, if you thought the rains in Texas were nuts, apparently we're having the same thing in the state next door known as New Mexico. I'm hearing the river rose 20 feet within a span of 45 minutes again. Now, I'm sorry. I said this is biblical proportions the other day. But you've had the CEO from Planeteer describing about weather technology. And this has to be geoengineering, call what you want, chemtrails, or whatever it is, weather manipulation. This is insane right now between what we've seen in Florida, North Carolina, Texas, now New Mexico. You gotta ask yourself, who's controlling this? What's going on? And how come our wonderful president, Donald Trump, isn't doing anything about it? Does he even know what's going on? Because when I heard country music singer John Rich reply to Trump, why is people booing with the vaccine? He told him, Trump looked around and went, well, what the hell? Why didn't anyone tell me about this? Asked some of his handlers, including Lindsey Graham, trying to say, get on John Rich, I think that's his name. And it's like, it's people like you, of course, says, no, Lindsey, it's people like you we don't like and we don't trust. We don't trust Big Pharma, we don't trust the CDC, we don't trust the NIH, so on and so forth.
GPS signal lost.
So you got to ask yourself right now, between what we've seen this week with the Epstein files, all of a sudden, Jeffrey Epstein did kill himself. Those come from Dan Bongino's mouth after he said on his podcast about a year ago there was no way he'd kill himself. And as an ex-law enforcement guy, I can tell you, if you're on a suicide watch, there is no way you killed yourself either. With all that stuff that was in his cell, which should have been a suicide watch, film just remotely managed, just disappeared. Logbook pages ripped out, gone. So, you gotta ask yourself, what is going on here? You say, well, Trump's probably on the list. Listen, if Trump was on the list, the Democrats had this list for decades. And they had to get under Biden for 4 years. The thing is, how many people in Trump's administration are on that list themselves? Or are they using this for backdoor deals against world leaders? How are these trade deals
GPS signal lost.
coming apart? Is he blackmailing them, extorting them for what he wants around the world? Was with the Mideast, Ukraine, China, Congo, Rwanda, our own country, Canada, the UK. Well, as far as the weapon manipulation goes, why is this still going on? You know, it's like they're almost punishing people for moving to Texas and Florida, the red states. The states they so desperately were this close to taking over, and they didn't. Are they punishing them by this? And as far as those kids in Camp Mystic, they say Camp Mystic was a Christian camp. The more I looked at Camp Mystic, the more untrue that seems to be. If anything, this was a uppity, elitist sleepover camp. Which included Senator Ted Cruz's kids, who were not there when this happened. It'll be old President Lyndon B. Johnson, who was a 33-degree Freemason. He had his kids in Camp Mystic. And let's review what Lyndon B. Johnson said. I think it was at a graduation ceremony, if I remember right, back in 1962. His speech on whoever controls the weather will control the world. LBJ was a Mason. I'm wondering if Ted Cruz is also amazing. Was this a sacrifice to move up the chain? Who knows? And for all you people say this is probably a white hat operation, but if this is a white hat operation and they let this happen, this is treason. So I want to hear that crap. You can't have it both ways. You can't tell me that we're in control and let this happen to wake people up. No, sorry. You're committing treason. And if you gotta let people instantly die because you're trying to wake up the rest of the people, hello, there are some people that you're not gonna wake up. So I'm not buying that crap either. Dan Bongino's podcast said you gotta keep a close side of this Epstein story. Now he's done a total 180 on it. Why? Is he being told by Trump, I'm using this to extort the leaders around the world to get what I need? Well, if that's the case, then he should have kept his mouth shut and not promised that Epstein list was going to come out on day one or the first few weeks. Cash Patel did the same thing. Pam Bondi did the same thing. Cash Patel, the Hindu Wicked, that's the same thing. Meanwhile, an average of 1,500 people, illegals, are being arrested and being deported each day. Now, you may sound like a lot, but if you do the math, you would need to arrest 7,000.
GPS signal lost.
You would need to arrest 7,000 people a day just for the people that Joe Biden let in illegally himself. Now, I've often said that Paula White, who's in Trump's ear, she's head of the pastoral team, she needs to go. In fact, she's the evil one that's a problem. And I'm telling you right now, I've said that Trump is going to have a humbling experience. He doesn't have the right people around him, which maybe why he got shot in his right ear. I don't know. But Paula White and that fake pastoral team need to go. There's a lot of people around Trump that need to go. And I said this, there's a couple things that was going to haunt him. One, how he handles the whole Arab-Israeli thing. And now they're saying Gaza comes first before anything. Well, you ran a Make America Great Again, America First campaign. You want to help Gaza? Cool. But don't put us in the back burner. And two, I said it was the vaccine. Take a one for the team. The old Charlie 19er. But now, you get add on the Epstein list. Get on this whole weather manipulation thing. I'm telling you, people are not going to stand for it. And listen, popularity among Republicans is on a very high with Trump right now, and I imagine the same thing with the conservatives. Right now, this conservative has got some questions that haven't been answered. There have been promises made, promises kept, but there's also been a lot of promises made that have been unkept. And right now, popularity among Trump with the independents, which is bad, is slowing down. In fact, it's crashing. Democrats are low, big deal. I knew that was going to happen. But the independents, that's a killer, everyone. They decide the elections. And I'm sorry, we only got 3.5 years left. We got 18 months to the midterms. And I have to go, and I'll talk to you later.